It started as a simmer, a handful of public barbs, side eyes on social media, and then, in a matter of days, everything exploded into a three-way soap opera of diss tracks, DM receipts, live stream tirades, and secondhand claims. To truly follow it, you have to keep your phone on, because by the time you blink, a story's been uploaded, clipped, and remixed into 10 different hot takes. This is that story, told as it unfolded online, allegedly. The most public early flashpoint was JT, the rapper formerly of City Girls, who escalated a feud through social posts and a short but scathing diss track aimed at Cardi B. JT's online activity included heated live streams and posts where she directed insults at Cardi and members of Cardi's circle. That diss track landed heavily in influencer and hip-hop corners of the internet, prompting fans and rival artists to weigh in. This moment is what turned a private beef into something the wider internet could clap back at and monetize. Cardi B didn't sit silent. In the days after JT's diss, Cardi responded publicly on social platforms, not only defending herself and her family, as public feuds often do, but leveling claims about JT's professional moves. For example, Cardi alleged JT had tried to recruit writing help from Partisan Fontaine, which Cardi framed as an attempt to lean on outside writers in the middle of a public conflict. Cardi's post read like equal parts personal rebuttal and strategic narrative control, pushing back while also shaping what fans would repeat on timelines. This is where the story starts connecting more names. Saucy Santana, who often shows up in social chatter as a vocal commenter and ally to certain artists, went on record via social posts and interviews saying that Nicki Minaj had texted him and Young Miami, allegedly asking why they hadn't publicly sided with JT when JT sparked the drama with Cardi. Saucy framed Nicki's outreach as surprising, a veteran superstar actively querying other influencers about why they weren't jumping in on a public squabble. If true, it read like Nicki testing the room and attempting to marshal allies. But the only solid evidence is Saucy's own account, reposts, and clips from his live comments. That makes it a big, spicy allegation that the internet ran with immediately. Once Saucy Santana claimed Nicki reached out, JT didn't ignore him. There were heated exchanges online, JT targeting Saucy for supporting Cardi's take, and Saucy firing back with rants and viral clips. This became its own mini storyline. Fans split into camps, edits landed on Instagram Reels and TikTok, and every viral moment pumped more oxygen into the larger Nicki-Cardi orbit. The key point here is the chain reaction nature of celebrity social drama. What starts between two people quickly becomes a four-person narrative because each new comment or live video creates more receipts and more reactions. Nicki herself, a major figure with a long, complicated, very public history with Cardi, has been mentioned repeatedly in these exchanges. The central allegation that circulated from Saucy's account and subsequent coverage is that Nicki reached out to other figures like Young Miami and Saucy Santana about why they hadn't backed JT, whether that constituted encouragement to join JT's side, a private question out of curiosity, or something else is unclear. The principal source for that claim is Saucy's comments, supplemented by clips and blogger write-ups that amplified it. Major music news sites and outlets repeated the story with varying degrees of hedging. Most used language like Saucy Santana says, or allegedly. The coverage made clear the networks of alliances in today's hip-hop world can shift in hours, and an alleged single text or DM can become the spark for a bigger narrative. Cardi has also pushed tactical counters, calling out perceived slights, framing JT's moves as opportunistic, and using public posts to remind fans of alleged past slights. For example, posts and videos interpreted by fans as Cardi's rebuttal included details about who reached out to whom and about alleged attempts to bring in writers or external help. Those claims add a professional dimension to the feud. It's not only personal insults, but also questions about authorship, credibility, and who's real in their artistry. Again, many of these claims come from social posts and snippets captured by blogger pages. This entire episode is textbook modern celebrity drama. Most of what the public knows came from short clips, live streams, and influencer reposts, all of which were then summarized in blog posts and hip-hop news sites. Different outlets emphasized different parts. Some centered Saucy Santana's claim that Nicki reached out. Others led with JT's diss track and the lyrics that set fans off. Still others chose Cardi's rebuttal as the lead. That means what looks like a single coherent narrative is actually a patchwork assembled from partial clips, secondhand accounts, and often unverified DMs. I'm pulling these pieces together allegedly and from internet reporting, social posts, and bloggers. Where things stand. JT? Actively posting diss content and defending her stance online. She's the immediate source of the spark that pulled everyone into the conversation. Cardi B? Publicly responded and made counterclaims, including the partisan Fontaine mention, framing JT's actions as both personal and professionally questionable. Saucy Santana publicly said Nicki contacted him and Young Miami, asking why they didn't back JT, and then engaged in direct online back and forth with JT. That statement is a central allegation. Nicki Minaj did not publish a long formal statement denying or confirming every claim, typical for an artist of her stature. Her involvement, beyond what Saucy reported, is being debated in headlines and social threads. Most outlets call the more inflammatory claims alleged and rely on Saucy's recounting. Two big reasons. 1. Legacy and rivalry. Nicki and Cardi already have a well-documented history of tension extending years, so any new interaction between them or their affiliates is read through that prism. And 2. Network effects, micro-alliances, like Young Miami, Saucy, JT, and others, can magnify small incidents into major narratives because every clip becomes content and every reply feeds engagement metrics. Bloggers and small music sites thrive on speed, so the earliest accounts often set the narrative tone even if later clarifications appear. This summary pulls together social posts, celebrity coverage, and hip-hop blogs that were circulating online as of Oct 4, 2025, where events depend on single-person accounts. For example, Saucy Santana's claim that Nicki texted him and Young Miami. I've marked those details as alleged because they currently rely on that person's public recounting and social clips rather than independent documentation. If you want, I can now pull direct screenshots or full quotes from the key posts. JT's diss track clip, Saucy Santana's live stream claims, Cardi's tweets threads, so you have the receipts to use in a video script. Say the word, and I'll compile them into a tight chronology you can narrate. And that's the latest on this whole situation between Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, JT, and Saucy Santana, a wild mix of lives, tweets, and receipts that had the entire internet talking. But remember, y'all, everything I mentioned in this video is alleged. I wasn't there. I don't know what really goes on behind closed doors. I'm just sharing what's being reported by bloggers, online sources, and the internet streets. At the end of the day, the bigger picture isn't about who said what, or who's right or wrong. It's about keeping your own energy clean and your focus strong. Please, always make sure your mental, physical, spiritual, and financial well-being is in check. Protect your peace, stay grounded, and don't let social media drama pull you out of alignment with your purpose. And while you're focusing on you, don't forget to treat yourself to something cute, like a fresh set of press-on nails from my collection. They're affordable, easy to apply, and give you that salon look right at home. I'll have my link in the description and pinned in the comments below, so make sure you check that out. Thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe for more story times, nail tutorials, and internet tea. And remember, no matter what's trending online, always focus on bettering yourself, because the real glow-up starts from within.